Fazza's silent struggle, sick in the airplane. High above the clouds he flew, the prince with a heavy soul. The engines roared, but inside his chest, silence began to grow. Wrapped in luxury, cloaked in grace, yet pain his secret thread. Fazza sat alone in thought, with storms inside his head. The night was painted navy blue, with stars that shyly gleamed, but not a single light could touch the fever he had dreamed. His breath came soft, a whispered wind, his pulse a weakened tide. Though millions loved him from afar, none sat close by his side. The cabin lights, a ghostly hue, flickered as if they knew that something more than altitude was changing in the view. He looked out through the rounded glass, his face pale, withdrawn, the world below a fading dot, the night becoming dawn. His heart beat like a desert drum, slow and full of ache. He bore the weight of princely calm he dared not let to break. No cries for help, no panicked call, no servant dared to near, for even those who watched him close could not detect the fear. His jacket, tailored perfectly, could not contain the chill. A fire raged inside his chest, no garment could fulfill. He clutched his arm, just subtly so, with grace to hide the pain. The sickness crept like desert smoke, impossible to name. Eyes closed now, not in sleep, but in quiet meditation, wrestling fate in solitude, resisting resignation. He heard the hum of jet and sky, yet louder was the sound of prayers inside his aching ribs, where hope and pain were bound. "O Lord," he thought, "if this should be my last flight through the skies, let me not fall in sorrow's hands, nor in the world's disguise. Let not my people feel my weight, my silence or my fall. Let me pass through this hour brave, with dignity to all." But oh, the fever took its grip, a flame beneath the skin. His breath was labored, shallow, short, like wind lost deep within. A steward passed, concerned a bit, but Fazza gave a nod. His royal smile so perfectly hid the battle that was odd. For who could know the prince was weak? Who dared to even ask? His eyes were calm, his voice was low, he wore his royal mask. Yet in his lungs a secret war, a thunder rolled inside. A gentle tremor in his hand betrayed the wave he'd ride. The air grew thin, though pressurized. His chest began to squeeze, as if a falcon gripped his heart with talons meant to tease. The doctor came, soft-footed steps, summoned by discreet call. He knelt beside the princely seat and braced against the fall. "My lord," he whispered carefully, "your color has gone pale." But Fazza raised one quiet hand. "Do not let them hear the tale." And so the cabin still remained a hush of calm and grace, while inside him a raging storm began its secret race. His lungs betrayed their silent oath. A cough escaped his lips, but still he sat like desert kings with sun upon their hips. He thought of camels in the dunes, of Bedouin-taught pride, and forced a breath against the pull that twisted him inside. "Not now," he told his aching bones. "Not while my people sleep. I carry more than just my name. My soul is theirs to keep. I'll not descend with trembling hands nor fall from golden skies. I'll ride this cloud like warriors old, with sandstorm in my eyes." The doctor's eyes were full of fear, but honor sealed his tongue, for royalty has rules unsaid since ever songs were sung. He brought the prince a glass of ice, a whisper of some aid, but nothing eased the furnace rage that his own body made. Outside, the stars began to fade. The ocean rose below, while dawn, like soft forgiveness, began its coral glow. Still, Fazza leaned against the seat, a silent monument, his crown not made of jewels or gold, but suffering unbent. And in that sacred altitude, where few would dare to rise, he met the angels with his pain, but never let the cries escape his lips or stain his name with weakness or defeat. He simply sat, half ghost, half flame, upon that airborne seat. Inside his mind, he wandered far, to days of childhood bright, the desert winds, his father's hand, the stars in Bedouin night. He thought of those who looked to him as symbol of their land, and gripped the edge of consciousness with mercy in his hand. No prophet came to heal his lungs, no miracle unfurled. He fought with nothing but his will, his honor, and the world. The pain would not abate nor yield, his body near collapse, but still he whispered silent prayers between each inward gasp. And then, a moment sharp and fast, a jolt from deep within. The cabin shivered, time stood still, a turbulence of sin. The aircraft shook, the lights all blinked, and silence held its breath, while Fazza clenched his weakening fist to war again with death. The passengers knew not a thing, he made sure of their peace. Their prince would die 1,000 times to let their fears decrease. And so he sat, in suit and scarf, in posture proud and tall, even as his blood betrayed and he began to fall. But God is just, and angels kind, and fate has strange designs, for not all battles end in death, nor every fall defines. A whisper came, a softer breeze. The fever broke at last, and Fazza gasped a deeper breath, like sailors from the past. The doctor bowed his head in thanks. The crew exchanged a glance. They'd seen a man become a myth in fragile circumstance. He lived, not by the strength of bone or antidotes or cure, but by a will that kings would fear and legends would endure. The jet descended slow and wide, the tarmac now in view, and Fazza looked with weary gaze upon the morning dew. His face was calm, composed once more, though sickened to the core. He'd braved the storm in silence deep and asked for nothing more. The stairs rolled up, the sun now high, and cameras gathered near. But not a soul would ever know the sickness he held dear, for he would never let the world see pain upon his face. He bore it like a warrior prince with agony and grace. So now remember as you read or fly above the seas, that somewhere once a prince of might had battled a disease, not of the lungs or fevered skin, but one of silent pride, where honor meant to suffer long and never run or hide. He walked down slow upon the stairs, the breeze upon his brow, and gave a smile, soft and true, though pain still whispered how. For Fazza's struggle, silent, deep, was far from over yet, but he had lived a poem of strength the world won't soon forget.